Hey, Shalom, Makim Shalom. First and foremost, as always, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakudash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders, the great millstone that taught us this truth and that's still teaching this truth, and much peace, love, and salutation to the elect, beginning with the 144,000, all the way down to the large multitude that believes in who the Lord will deliver in these last days. To you all I say Shalom. All right, I'm the brother Tazamah from the great millstone Dallas camp, coming back today with another lesson. The Lord willing is edifying and to the point. This lesson's not going to be too long. But I want to just do a follow-up video going in on the fact of how Vocab Malone, he's on this whole tirade of going, now he's in Europe, he went to Great Britain and Paris over here, trying to debunk the black Hebrew Israelites, as he likes to call us, which are not black, But one thing that he did whenever he went up to, he went up to a group that was in England. I want to say it was in England or France, one of those two. But he went up to a group and made a stupid, dumbass statement. Excuse my medieval French, but he made a stupid statement, pretty much showing forth and saying that how can we figure out if we're the Israelites according to the curses? If the curses don't say. Matter of fact, let me just let me do this, man. I want to pull the clip. I just don't know where exactly, because I have Apostle Gabar's lesson pulled up. Well, pretty much that's what he said. He pretty much said, with the curses written in Deuteronomy 28, how can that distinguish whether or not we're the Israelites or not? Well, clearly the scriptures tell us in the curses here, Deuteronomy 28, verse 45, it says, "Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee." And these curses are still on our people to this day, man. All you got to do is just look and see how Jake is in the hood, in the ghettos and the barrios, in these reservations. We're killing one another. As the scripture says, blood touches blood. You see? Our people are in a completely destroyed state. When you look at specifically 2/3 of our people here in Babylon the Great, man, it's clear and evident. All right, that the curses are still upon us, and that's what lets us know who the Israelites are. You don't see the little hats. Okay, you don't see the little hats in this predicament. Okay, you don't see the so-called Chinese man and the so-called Japanese man and woman, or the so-called white man. The so-called Arabs, the Ishmaelites and the Elamites. You don't see them. The Hamites. You don't see them in this particular predicament, man. You see the so-called beginning with the so-called Negroes all the way down to the so-called Mexicans, man. We're the ones that fit the curses to a T. Okay, and this is what we use, all right, to distinguish who we are. Now, mind you, Vocab's on a whole rant trying to debunk, quote unquote, as he calls himself, trying to debunk the Hebrew Israelites, and he's fulfilling prophecy, because the prophecy says, "In the land where it said unto them, ye are not my people, there shall be said unto them, you are the sons of the living power." You see? So it's gonna be widely promoted that we can't be the people, but he can't tell you who they are. Which is a bunch of madness. Here it is. We can't be the Israelites, but we can't be the Israelites. It's just impossible. It's so crazy. You see? But he got nothing to say about the little hats over there bombing the shit out of Palestine, the Palestinians over there. Whereas if you look on a map right now, Palestine is no longer even on the map. Like, literally, the name Palestine is not even there. You see? Anyways, continuing on, verse 46, it says, "And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder." Now, when you get this word sign, okay, it says, "That shall be on thee for a sign," and that word sign is awaf. Okay, awaf. And when you get that definition there, it says signs, miracles, as pledges or attestations of divine presence and interposition. Let's read that again. It says signs, miracles, as pledges. Okay, like a pledge is pretty much like, for example, if you put a pledge down, a pledge is like a down payment, whereas you're gonna purchase something. You see? So it says as pledges or attestations of divine presence. And when you look at our people collectively, it shows forth that a divine presence had to be the ones that had to put us on cargo slave ships. It's a divine presence had to be responsible, okay, for how you see Jake acting up right now, man. You see, the scriptures talk about how Jake is like a wild bull in a net. You know, they're full of the fury of the Lord. You got, man, Jake is out here bugging. But that's because we're under the curses, man. Okay? Going back to the scripture, it says, and they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. You see that? And we're still experiencing the curses right now. The only time that the curses are going to be lifted off of us, okay, is due to the fact of whenever Yahushua returns. Okay? Whenever Yahushua returns and he has healing on his wings, that's when the curses are going to be completely off. But now the curses that we had to undergo is actually starting to fall upon our enemies, man. But it's going to be truly fulfilled whenever we're in the kingdom. Okay, and you guys, and beginning with the Edomites and the rest of the different heathen nations, y'all are going to be our slaves, man. Let's get not Deuteronomy. Let's get Daniel, the 9th chapter real quick. This is Daniel chapter 9, verse, let's see. Daniel 9 and 7. It says, O Lord, righteousness belongeth unto thee, but unto us confusion of faces. And that confusion of faces represents being ashamed. You know, being in a state of mourning. You know, pretty much in a state of confusion. Here it is. We were the creme de la creme at one point. You know, beginning with the so-called Negroes. Okay, we were the top man on the planet Earth. But now when you look at us, man, you know, they say, you know, there goes the neighborhood. You know, because these curses are upon us. Now we're looked at as the scum of the, now beginning with the so-called Negroes, all the way down to the so-called Latinos, you know, the so-called Latin tribes. You see, we're looked at as the scum of the earth. You know, we don't have no seat at the UN meeting, which we don't give a damn about none of that. But that's just an example. Okay, so it says, "O Lord, righteousness belongeth unto thee, but unto us confusion of faces, as at this day, to the men of Judah and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and unto all Israel." You see that? That are near and that are afar off. You see that? And that's another way that shows forth that we're under the curses, due to the fact that we were scattered, as the scripture says. You see, we were scattered. We began to learn the ways of the heathen that was round about us. You know, it says through all the countries whither thou hast driven them, which that was a curse, that we will be scattered and driven amongst all countries. You know, hold on one second. It says because of their trespass that they have trespassed against thee. It says, O Lord, to us belongeth confusion of face, to our kings, to our princes, and to our fathers, because we have sinned against thee. To the Lord our power belongeth mercies and forgivenesses, though we have rebelled against him. Let me jump down real quick here. It says, let's see. Let's take a look here. Okay, here we go. Verse 11 says, Yea, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore the curse is poured upon us. What curse is this talking about? The curse that's written in Deuteronomy 28. You can also read these curses in Leviticus, the 26th chapter as well too. So it says the curse is poured upon us in the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of the Most High, because we have sinned against him. And he hath confirmed his words which he hath spake against us and against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil. For under the whole heaven hath not been done as hath been done upon Jerusalem. You see, and that goes into all Israel, man. When you go into the transatlantic slave trade, man, there is nothing else, okay, in history that accounts, or that can record or account, I rather say, to that judgment that took place upon us, man. And that's why we go to Deuteronomy 28 and 68, okay, because that's one of the major signs, if you will, because we read that in Deuteronomy 28:46. That's one of the major signs that Yahweh B'Shem Shah gave unto us to show forth who we truly are. I tell you that whenever I first found out about me being an Israelite, Deuteronomy 28:68 was one of the main scriptures that opened my eyes, man. I was like, oh shit, damn. You know, when you read it, you're like, that fits us to a T. Because that was us. You even have other pastors that are coming out saying that, you know, when it comes to the curses of Deuteronomy 28:68 and the slave trade, that fits the Israelites, man. That fits us to the T. So what is vocab alone? What are you talking about? You see, what it is that, you know, he's saying that the curses, you know, do these curses fit y'all? But what it is also too is the fact that these prophecies coming to pass about Israel rising up in these last days is fitting us too, because you don't see the little hats doing that. You don't see the little hats out prophesying. Isaiah 19, it says that let's get that real quick. That they'll speak the language of Canaan. That's not going on. That's not going on over there. You don't see the little hats doing that. Okay. Isaiah 19:18, it says, in that day shall 5 cities in the land of Egypt speak the language of Canaan, which the language of Canaan is what? The language of Canaan is talking about the Hebrew, as we call the Lashawan Kodash. Okay, the pure, the holy, or the you know, the Lashawan, which is tongue, and then Kodash is holy. Okay? And we're speaking the Hebrew. You see, but here it is. You know, they say that it's gibberish whenever we speak Hebrew, whenever we say Yahweh B'Shem Shai Barakatah. Where in the Bible does it say Yahweh? Show me in the Bible where it says Yahweh Shai, as he likes to say. Well, we can actually prove that too. You know, vocab alone is really super low level on the grand scheme of things. When he was going up against, you know, the individuals here, when he was going up against the individuals here in England. You know, like I said, I believe it was in England. You know, when he was going up against these individuals, they just need to sharpen their sword. But ultimately, really, truly, Yahweh B'Shem Shai has to be dealing with you whenever our enemies come up. The scripture says that he will give us a mouth that our adversaries will not be able to gainsay nor resist. You see? And it's not on us. You know, it's really Yahweh B'Shem Shai working through us at the end of the day when it's all said and done. Okay? But going back to the scripture, it says, in that day shall 5 cities in the land of Egypt, which that land of Egypt really is talking about here in America. Okay, it says that they shall speak the language of Canaan. And like I said, or like the scriptures say, you know, breaking that down, is the language of Canaan, all right, is actually talking about the Hebrew tongue. Okay, the Paleo, the Lashawan Kodash, which is, and we're speaking Hebrew today. Okay? Bear with me, just continuing on. It says, and swear to Yahweh of hosts, one shall be called the city of destruction. And that's what you see happening right now. And this also further shows forth who the Israelites are, man, because we're actually fulfilling this. This was written thousands of years ago, and here it is, we're fulfilling this right now. You see, we're fulfilling this as we speak. You see Isaiah, the 44th chapter, you know. But specifically, when you go to the curses, like for example, I actually ended off on this one. The scriptures talk about how they should put yokes of iron upon our neck, right? Deuteronomy 28. And let's see. Give me 1 second. And this is gonna be the last scripture. Like I said, this wasn't gonna be too long. Right. Deuteronomy 28:48, it says, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies which Yahweh shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want or lack of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. And all you have to do is this. Let's go to simply just go to Google and type in yoke of iron images. And what do you see? What do you see? I didn't type in Deuteronomy 28:68, black people, African American, Hebrew Israel. I didn't do it. I just typed in yoke of iron. Look, slave ships. It's all that you got to do. All you do is type in yoke of iron, and then this is what pops up. Look, Deuteronomy 28:48, yokes of iron. I didn't type no scriptures in. You see? And this is all Israelites, man. And then here, You know, you had you know, the Ishmaelites that had us, that was selling us too, to the left there, as you see. All I did was just type in yoke of iron in Google, and you see what pops up. You see that? So vocab Malone, you done, man. You're finished. Okay? We are the Hebrew Israelites. At the end of the day, when it's all said and done, we are the Hebrew Israelites, and we fit the curses. Okay? And the enemy Esau is just mad, ultimately because his kingdom's fallen, and you've been found out to be a goddamn liar, man. All right. So with that, Lord willing, it's an edifying lesson. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, Bashem Hakodash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone that taught us the truth. Much peace, love, and salutation to the elect. Until next time, I say shalom.